Alright everybody, what's going on? Today we're going to be doing the simplest build of them all. Cylinders 2 and 4 have low compression, so we are going to disassemble everything, put some new drop-ins in there, we're probably just going to inspect everything. Hopefully it doesn't need to go to a machine shop, but we are going to do either new heads or port these heads. Really ain't too much more to do to it. I mean, the car makes really good power on 93, so not a whole lot really to do to it. So we're going to go ahead and just start pulling this off. Before I pull the hood off, we are going to pull the supercharger off. That is honestly pretty simple. The simplest thing that we probably will do. I believe these are just 5/8. You just take these nuts out, and then this thing literally just slides right off after you get this belt off. And then after that, not really sure. Probably going to pull the hood off, but I guess we'll see. Alright, so got it pushed over to the other garage here. Basically just pulled the radiator out. The manifolds, or the headers, are broken loose. All the bolts are out of them, so I guess not broken loose. I got the bolts off the converter to the flex plate. Really don't have too much left. I think just the transmission and then the motor mounts, which is all underneath the car. Not too difficult to do, so I'm going to go ahead and get these things knocked out. We're going to do a pretty big overhaul, probably refinish the engine bay, do like a wire tuck maybe not 100% sure yet. I know we're going to see if we can convert this thing to rack and pinion steering, because it does have a gearbox currently. Steering rack will just kind of, it'll definitely help a lot, especially this thing has a lot of pitman arm issues from, I guess, the weight on the front. The pitman arm just tends to go out. It's not like the biggest deal in the world if we don't convert it, but hopefully we can. Not a whole lot to see on the bottom, but just a few bolts to take out. I think there's like 4 or 5. It's kind of tight, so it's hard to show on camera. There's one there, and then the starter's got to come out, and then this side manifold needs to come out. The engine needs to go, I think that, no, it needs to go that way, so that manifold, or that header, needs to come out. Not too hard, it's just kind of tight. Other than that, once the engine's out, we're going to go ahead, probably either call that a day or pull the heads on this thing and start pulling pistons so we can get a number and order new pistons for it. Don't think we're really going to do a whole lot of changing on the setup, because, you know, it made great power before. So I'm going to go ahead and start pulling this motor out, and then I'll probably pick up the camera once it's fully out. Alright, so it's about 2.5, maybe 3 hours later from the last time I recorded anything. We got it out on the engine stand. Gonna call it a night here. Made pretty good progress. Pulled the motor out. There's a few like miscellaneous things like the water pump. And we pulled the distributor out, so we didn't have to cut the wires. Sitting in the trash bag. Got a ratchet strap holding the transmission up. But other than that, I mean, it was pretty straightforward. We just kind of pulled them out right there. Probably going to get started on this engine teardown sometime next week. It's Saturday today. And then Sunday I'm busy, so Monday probably we'll get started on it. It's this cylinder and this cylinder that's low. Already looked in here with a bore scope and verified the ring lands are fractured on this guy and this guy. This one is actually like completely gone. It left the chat. Other than that, that's pretty much all I got to say. I'm gonna just kind of clean it up. Probably throw a cover on the car, maybe, maybe not. And then I'll check up with you guys once I start pulling that thing apart. Alright everyone, got started on the engine bay restore. I know I haven't picked up the camera in a minute, as you can tell from the progress we've made. It's coming along great. The paint, we're going with the same color. Obviously, we're just kind of freshening it up. It was lifting off in a few areas, kind of flaking. Wasn't bad at all. You couldn't really notice it unless like I would have pointed it out to you or my dad would have pointed it out to you. Figured might as well we're here, get it done, make it look that much better once we're finished. This is coming along great. I'll make sure to pick up the camera more in the next parts of this video, but moving along to the K member, we have a QA1 tubular control arm. This is the one with the steering box and torsion bars. We are upgrading to the rack and pinion steering, so it's still going to be tubular. We're just going to have a rack and pinion instead of a gearbox and pitman arm. And torsion bars, we're going with coilovers, so the coilovers will mount here instead of having these struts, or these shocks. Other than that, it worked great. We're just figured time to upgrade, might as well, you know, we got it pulled out of the car, so might as well put something better. Engine, luckily we pulled it out in time before any serious damage happened, or any damage at all for that matter. The cylinder walls are great. I don't think you guys can see it on the GoPro, but just take my word for it, there's no damage to it. We're gonna just refresh the bearings in the crank. We're gonna just refresh the whole motor. We're gonna use the crank, just throw pistons in it. Possibly a new cam, that's kind of up in the air, but I don't think it needs a new cam. This cam sounded good, and the car made great power. The car was stupid fast. We raced it versus our 2018 Demon with the low compression, actually, before we knew it had low compression. And this car put like, I mean, it wasn't even a race. I wish I would have recorded it, because this thing freight trained it. I mean, I was driving the Demon, my dad was driving this car, and he put 60 to like maybe 110 in Mexico. It was maybe 10 buses. It was not even a race. He basically put a Costco parking lot on me. The pistons, I believe this is one of the better ones. The ring lands are cooked. I'm not going to get all oily right now and pull it out, but you can kind of see it through the Ziploc bag. As far as all that goes, it's all coming along great. That's probably going to wrap up this video. I'm going to post this in parts just so it's easier to record and keep track of the footage, and that way I'm not trying to edit like a 4-hour long video. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to try to record as much as I possibly can. If there's anything you want to see in particular of us doing, of the process, or just any video ideas in general, make sure to put it down in the comments. I read and respond to all the comments, so it would mean a lot. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.